Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back from the LG Studios here in New York City. I'm axeltoss, joined by axslav. We're currently covering Day 1, Season 1 of the WCS Premier League of America. Of course, this is the first group stage, and just a reminder, these matches are live, and we are live right here, right now. I know a lot of people consider that to be very important, so I just want to make sure y'all are reassured that that is the case. And if you're wondering, okay, when is this happening? Is this just today? No. Every single day, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be here. So hopefully you guys are here too. That's this week and next week for the round of 32. And then we move into some challenger stuff, of course, until the round of 16, which will be live, a live event of sorts in studio. So definitely looking forward to that. But first, we have a potential last game coming up here.
That's right. Of course, this is the final series of the night. The winner of the series between Snute and Vibe is going to advance along with the SDC to the round of 16.
Yep.
Snute just won game number 1, so it's match point. If Snute wins here, it's it. It's done.
Yes.
Vibe is out. But of course, Vibe can win this one and then tie up the series and force a decide in game number 3.
Yeah, Snute playing a fantastic game number 1, which was on Belshir Vestige. Game 2 is going to be on Daybreak. In the loading screen, Snute is level 7. He didn't have a portrait. Vibe is level 35, Grandmaster League, which is pretty interesting. Let's see what happens here in game number 2. Of course, I always open up the production tab to make sure there are drones being made. But here we are. In the bottom left-hand location, we have the player who's potentially 1 win away from advancing on to the round of 16 of Season 1 of the WCS America Premier League. Hailing from Norway, representing Team Liquid, he is Snute. His opponent in the top right-hand location, hailing from the United States of America, the defending WCS USA champion. Started off the evening falling to the STC 1-2, then defeated his teammate Theognis 2-1, and here he is, down 0-1 against his opponent. Representing Team Root Gaming, he is Vibe.
So Daybreak is a map where that type of speeding, baiting aggression versus someone who's only on 2 bases is a little bit harder to pull off. Just because of the distance you have to cross the map. Of course, it still is that crazy mad fast about defending or attacking your opponent's 3rd base when they get there. But I don't think we'll see either player do what we saw Vibe do last game, which is try to take out his opponent's natural early on with some speedings and baitings.
Yeah. We're actually seeing similar openings from these guys, which is honestly fairly interesting. As far as going from game 1 to game 2, we discussed the differences between the openings a little bit later, and we decided, there's not much of a difference at all. What's more important is, all right, how early are they getting their gases? How many lings are they making? How many bait lings? How much aggression are they intending to put on? Are they just going for a fake and adding on tech? And that's truly what tells the story of ZVZ matchups. Of course, at this point, anything can happen. But again, going back to game 1 and comparing it to this, similar things. Of course, Snute, the one going for the fake aggression and adding on plenty of gas, is getting a really fast layer.
Yes. And we'll see if they continue that trend. Of course, the one thing that's important for you guys at home, if you're doing this pool then hatch build in Zerg vs Zerg, and you know your opponent went hatchery first, do not build Zerglings when your pool finishes. The reason why for a long time people thought the pool hatch build would fall significantly behind against the hatch first is because they build 4 Zerglings and they have 2 less drones. And those 4 Zerglings just can't do anything, right? They run across the map and see 2 queens or whatever and then run away. So Vibe's just doing exactly right as you notice. It's looking exactly like last game. In Zerg vs Zerg, a small Zergling count can't really get anything done.
Right.
Sometimes it's good to make 2 in a little bit so you can try to scout your opponent, run into their base, run around, count the drones. But as far as actually military purpose, there's no point getting Zerglings unless you can get a bunch, or if your opponent has already got a bunch of Zerglings, you need to defend against it. Because defensively, a small group can be countered by the queens, and it's just cutting it into your drone count.
Yeah. Of course, every 2 lings is essentially a drone, so you got to be aware of that. And it's interesting, neither player making a ling yet.
Vibe's actually going for a relatively fast 3rd queen. I don't think he got the 3rd queen quite as fast in the last game.
Yeah, he's making 2 right away.
Yeah. That's
he's keeping all 3 guys in gas, too, even after 100, which is a little bit interesting. Of course, that it doesn't fly the earlier bailiness, but it's not a huge deal.
I mean, it's not That's not uncommon.
Right.
We'll see which direction he's going for. The third queen isn't uncommon either. It's just he didn't get it as fast last
Snute leaving only 1 in gas. Yeah. Really prioritizing the drone count at this point.
And of course, Vibe is already getting 2 Zerglings. Like you mentioned, Vibe does have the greater gas count, so he might go straight for a lair now. He's getting an additional...
Oh, a second gas.
I'm curious to where Vibe's gonna go with this. I almost think this can be like a Leenock-esque, like 50 billion baiting attack.
Could be.
Because Leenock sometimes does these off 2 gases.
Like
and it's not for lair. It's actually, he just gets 2 gases to get literally like 50 baitings.
Oh, it's a Roach one. Okay. So.
Roach one and a baiting nest. So yeah, it's going to be a Roach baiting attack.
Yeah.
Which on Daybreak is very neutral because the Roaches take so long across the map.
Yeah. They can get tracked down pretty easily by speedlings if not clumped together.
You know, and Snute has a squad of speedlings. There's only 4 right now, but there's 12 more right behind him.
These could potentially scout everything. Of course, Vibe could be backing up a
It
queen.
could also potentially kill a lot of Vibe's units.
Oh, that's true.
Vibe has 2 queens and 2 Zerglings. So,
oh,
and there's Bainesby more. Vibe. He's gonna build roaches, and roaches will stop this. But oh,
3 Evo chambers.
Great move! Can you get
up past the Ling's gonna spew on by. Still needs to build that evolution chamber. Trying to, but the drone getting taken out. Snute with a great move. Trying to make the Evo chamber. It's not gonna work. The Baneling's gonna explode into the Lings on this queen. This queen is so unhealthy. It's gonna die. Now the Ling's coming straight into the main base. This Baneling inevitably is gonna get a great hit. And now these Lings going to try to clean up as many drones as possible.
Drone is so important.
And this might be the worst possible scenario here from Vibe. Snute doing a great job preventing that evolution chamber from being made. He knew it was coming.
He did. If that third Evo got up with the 2 queens behind, I think he would have been fine. Yeah.
Look at the harvesters.
I mean, this attack has to end the game.
53 to 18, 54 to 18 at the 8-minute mark.
I mean, this attack normally is a very committed attack, but like if you kill their natural, you're usually okay. Because then you have 2 base versus 1, even though they have mutants, you can just, you can tech out and get defenses. But he can't be having this kind of natural. And Snute knows it's coming too, but you know what? For knowing it's coming, okay, he's getting roaches of his own.
Finished, yeah. There's a 6 roaches.
That's actually the perfect response to this, is just get your own roaches in defensively. And Snute's building enough roaches that he should hold this, unless Vibe can break this really fast and then camp the roaches as they pop out, but I know that's not going to happen. The roach is going to come out very soon now.
It still counterattacks. Well, a drone from Snute made its way across the map, which is very interesting.
He wanted a piece of Vibe,
I thought he was going to make a spine. I'm like, wow,
yeah.
That's brilliant. All right, so Vibe has to win with this push.
And it's...
and there's like a bazillion roaches here from Snute, but he's going to try to make it happen. The Baneling's leading the charge, exploding in roaches, exploding into spine crawlers. Vibe trying to make this happen.
More speed is coming in here.
Sending the speedlings, 53 drones to 18. If Snute can hold this off, he's into the round of 16. But Snute, with 10 roaches in production, roach speed is halfway done. But if those roaches come out a little bit at a time, Vibe has a little chance, but
yeah, now it's slowly. I mean, he got a decent number of drones. In fact, if he didn't lose to that counterattack, he'd be even right now, right? Or he might still be little. It would be a very different game. Let's put it that way.
There's a Nidus from Snute.
I like that play, actually. If you think about Snute, right? The only way Snute can lose this is if he
counter-attack base trade.
Yeah, some base trade type thing. So
keep your roaches at home until your Nidus is done. Then go attack.
Yeah, you don't have to. There's not that time when you're crossing the map and you're vulnerable.
Ling's trying to get us around on the roaches. The roaches upset about dying, but not gonna be upset overall. There is the victory screen. Snute taking the 2-0 over Vibe. Snute is gonna be your second player into the round of 16 of the WCS America Premier League. Season 1, joining the STC. Unfortunately, Theognis and Vibe from Root Gaming will be knocked down to the Challenger League.
Snute proving to be the Root Slayer there.
Yeah.
Going 2-0 against both those guys. Of course, losing to STC, but winning that final match against Vibe.
Yes, indeed.
So a great performance by him. Round of 16, we can see the results of this group here. The STC 2-1, so he advances. 2-0, sorry. Okay. Snute is 2-1, so he advances as well.
Yes.
Vibe 1-2, Theognis 0-2. Both those players, of course, will not advance and will have to play in the Challenger League.
Yeah, great games today, great matches, and again, thanks to all you guys for staying up late with us and watching some awesome StarCraft 2. And we're not done. We have it tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, both this week and next week. And of course, talking about tomorrow, we have a pretty exciting group coming your way. We're going to be starting off the day with Minigun
Ooh.
versus Nestea. That's going to be the starting match tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, completely live. And we'll be following that up with Apocalypse versus Phoenix. Nick, are you excited for that?
I am.
Me too.
I'm very excited. Tomorrow's going to be a set of great matches. I haven't seen Phoenix play in a while. I think a lot of people are missing him. He used to win. He used to do so well in tournaments, but he's kind of disappeared for a while. I think wrist injuries. But now he's back. Of course, with Team IM, a lot of great practice partners there, Nestea being one of them. But you know what? You don't have to wait until tomorrow for great content, because coming up in just a few minutes is going to be Rules of Engagement. Going to be analyzing the Thorazine versus Killer series, of course, from the MLG Winter Championships. And it's a great series if you want to learn a little bit more about Killer. Killer, one of the greatest players from South America. I would say the greatest South American player currently. He did very well in
very underrated player, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, he was like top 8 in global WCS, or maybe top 16. But either way, he did very well in that. He's done consistently well in every event he's played in. He's also playing in WCS America, coming up later in the week or next week. So it's a good little foreshadowing of his talents.
Awesome.
Check out
Definitely looking forward to that. But guys, that concludes our coverage of WCS America Premier League Season 1 for the day. This has been axeltoss and axslav. Once again, congratulations to the SDC and Snute for taking out, of course, for actually advancing into the round of 16. Look out for them at the live event. And of course, make sure you follow those guys on Twitter and send them your love and definitely cheer them on. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun storylines developing here already in WCS America. Of course, remember to tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to start off the day with Minigun versus Nestea, following that up with Apocalypse versus Phoenix. Of course, again, that's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. But until then, coming up next, once again, is going to be Rules of Engagement with axslav. Stay tuned. We'll see you then.